The attitude of the seeker is of fundamental, utmost importance. Let me remind you that the quest for truth is sacred. That which you're trying to unveil is the most sacred. Your attitude must be in tune with this sacredness. And the waiting and the longing for this is to bring this attitude, this correct attitude needed for your heart to unveil. Without this attitude, without this openness, nothing can come, nothing can flourish. So these days, for most seekers, most, not all, but for most seekers, um, it's like going into a library. Choose a book, and you pay for it, and you're done with it. So you may get the sentences, you may get the teachings, but you got nothing really, because there is no room for it. For most, as you enter satsang, for example, you come with your ideas, your world behind you. You come with an attitude of judging, evaluating, and you come with no room to receive anything. Absolutely no room. So you're looking in your little world to try to see if the teaching is good or the teacher is good or whatever. From this side, I see nothing. No one there to receive whatever. So what's left is to give you a punch in your world, in your beliefs, and to see if there's anything worth there that can be saved. You see? And if there's something there, the seeker will feel this strike and will lower his head and will become a little bit open for something. If not, it's just continues and puts his chest out and goes away with his righteousness. So this attitude of the seeker, and behind all these distinctions of seeker of truth and seeker of well-being, there's only a seeker of truth, always a seeker of truth. A more clear seeker of truth, or a more confused seeker of truth. But all are seekers of truth. But as long as you don't have this attitude, clear attitude of a seeker of truth, nothing can be given to you. Absolutely nothing. Because you're the one who's standing in the way. You're using knowledge to harden yourself, not to soften, not to undress, but to dress. You see? Especially now in these Advaitic movements, there's a culture, and it's really, really impressive how seekers have created a language, a lifestyle according to this. And if you use, for example, I love to use these words of effort and to do, and you have to do. I love to use these expressions because it's like um, how do you say this? It's like forbidden words. We see this, we hear these words, and the alarms sound. And no, this can't be. Word effort, impossible, we cannot use it. Still, for most of you, that you just move around and around and around and around, and you have to pay for all of this, and you have to work and strive, and but still, in spiritual sense, no effort. Mm. It's a no effort in a selected way. Selected way. But okay. Um, the attitude of the seeker of truth has to be recovered. You see? Um, I understand. I understand, by the way, things are now with this uh, so much confusion going around, that this attitude has come. But you see, this respect, this humbleness, it is not about the master. The master doesn't need this. It is about you and the correct attitude for this. And you see this in all aspects of your human life. Mm? As you move um, with the wrong attitude, doors will be shut in your face. This is not different. You see, there is a divine romance going on, a divine romance. Even behind these higher uh, teachings, even behind this, if there's not the divine romance, you'll get nothing but waiting. Waiting will always be there. Mm? Even if you cannot wait directly and you entertain yourself with a lot of things, you're waiting and waiting. Even if you give up and say, oh no, now I don't want any freedom, I don't want any of it, you're still waiting and you will continue to wait. And this wait will be so intense, that will create the space of humbleness, of openness needed for your heart to explode, to reveal. You see? But you have to get out of the way. There's no point. You see, going to a master, uh, you're going for guidance. So the one who goes for guidance, surely he has a clear understanding that no matter how much he knows, he doesn't know the most important. This is why he is moving and going for guidance. So this moving and going for guidance has to be in a correct attitude for this. And if you're going for the knowledge, for the information, for the counseling, and then you pick up the information as a way of using it, you lost the most important. This will be useless. Guidance is a love that flows from one point to the other. Mm? In that divine romance. This is, in a simple way, guidance. It is not what's being said. Nothing needs to be said, even if the attitude is there. So if you don't have the attitude, you get the information and still nothing. Absolutely nothing. And this dryness, this absence of this divine love, divine romance, you see, and it takes two to dance. So this dryness that is left gives room the rest, informations, more complicated systems, and you go on peeling uh, a potato that doesn't have any more anything else to peel, and you're still peeling it because there's nothing left. There's no juice. No juice. And this absence of juice, and don't go into these ideas of this master and that master and all of this. It's about you. It is always about you. You see? When your attitude is correct, when you're following and not deciding, you'll be taken to where you have to be. You will be seeing this life of your process arising, and then it's not, there's no dryness. There's no dryness. So your attitude as a seeker of truth is fundamental. Fundamental. You see, you're inviting God into your life, into your heart. You're trying to merge with God. You're trying to realize who you are. Different goals, apparently, but same end. Same end. Is your attitude um, suitable with these goals? A goal is another word, yes. Goal is another forbidden word, but still is there. Is your attitude suitable with this? Without changing this attitude, the only thing that's left is to pile more information and more information and more information and more information. And then you say, okay, so no more information. And so what's left? Nothing. You have to go back to information, or you just continue to distract yourself with little life because it is the only thing left. You see? In a way, it is good for you to test if the master is suitable for you, but you have to do it as a seeker of truth, not as a detective or an investigator, as a seeker of truth. And the seeker of truth can only see, first, if he is a seeker of truth, first. And if he is a seeker of truth, he will have questions, not curiosities, questions, deep-hearted, felted questions. Hmm? The questions that arise from his longing, from his waiting, from his striving. Even if it is a striving for stillness, he will have questions. These questions, other questions can be answered by anyone. These questions can only be answered by the master, no one else. And behind these attitudes that I have been seeing all over again, over again, and over again, I can see perfectly, crystal clear, all the sadness that you carry behind these attitudes of importance, of an important seeker. Sadness, so much sadness. Like these attitudes could make a difference in hiding this sadness. Behind all of that self-importance, sadness. That's only what is there, sadness. So my advice, if you want to take it, step out. Step out from that podium. Come back. regain your attitude of a seeker of truth. There's no point in moving or talking like a knower of truth if you're a seeker of truth. See, the word implies. And if you don't take this seriously, if you don't take up this to yourself, I am a seeker, then nothing is there. You see? And even these words, they raise a lot of questions. But I'll wait to see if these questions arise. They arise, we'll continue this topic. Your attitude makes a difference. The basics have to be regained again, regained again. You see? This building yourself, building an image, a spiritual image with these teachings, these selected teachings, whatever they are. This is no different from what is called normal human life. There's no different. See, teachings, whatever they are there to undress you from yourself, not to make a new self, a new identity. It's not about that. In the emptiness of yourself, it is from there that you arise. So it doesn't matter how good you pretend, it will not make any difference. Not at all.